just at the end of last week, so.
It is 8:30, but we need to wait on one more to have a quorum. Thank you for your patience. We're ready to begin. Thank you.
I'd like to call to order the Board of Commissioners meeting for Friday, December 5th, 2025. Ms. Bennett, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Gladney,
Present.
Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Simmons,
Present.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Present.
Commissioner Cox,
Here.
Commissioner Galladay, Commissioner Johnson,
Present.
Commissioner Beach.
Here.
We have
I
a
didn't hear.
quorum.
Hello,
So noted.
here.
So noted. We have a quorum and you can proceed.
Okay, the board is holding in-person public comments at today's meeting. In order to speak, individuals are required to sign up through the website in advance of the meeting. We are allowing time for 10 speakers today. Anyone who is unable to obtain a time slot in person was given the opportunity to submit written comments through the website. Mr. Lenars, do we have any in-person speakers for today's meeting?
We do not.
Hearing no speakers, Ms. Bennett, could you please provide a summary of the written public comments for today's meeting?
Yes, Chair. We received 7 public comments and a memo from the Metro Transit Accessibility Advisory Committee for today's meeting. All of those comments were distributed to the commissioners and staff prior to the meeting and are included in today's meeting materials. Those comments will also be included in today's meeting minutes.
Thank you. On to item number 4, the minutes of the September 26, 2025 Board of Commissioners open meeting have been provided for review by the board. Are there any corrections to these minutes? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passed. On to the report of the president. Ms. Paris, do you have a report?
I just want to quickly, good morning, Commissioners. I just want to quickly give an update on the FY27 budget. The team's working really hard on that. We hope to have it for the January committee meeting and finalize in the February board meeting, but we really are looking closely. So we have a goal of 1.5% growth for our budget. It is a challenge every year to find that funding and make sure that we stay within that goal or that we get close. So we are working, and we will have more to come on that here shortly. So that is the focus of the finance team, and actually the whole company has been working to help us do that. And that's my report for this morning.
I have just a couple of questions, just real quick.
Okay.
When is the budget due exactly? And my other question is, like say this last year, how did we do compared to budget with our actual spending?
Okay, so our budget year runs from July 1st through June 30th. That's our fiscal year. And so we really try to get it done earlier in the year because we have 3 funding partners that we have to talk to about our budget. So we used to come to the board in March and April. But we have tried to push that up in most years in the last couple of years to do that in January and February. So we have more time to spend with our funding partners. So the council people and the leads on all of our, with our different partners, to give them time to understand better what we're asking and to understand our budget a little bit better and give time for those conversations. So our goal is to really to pass that really by June 30th. But sometimes that doesn't happen because we have to, we have to be cognizant of their timeframes too, of when they can get us in. And then as far as we did last year, we did have a shortfall. That was primarily related to sales tax. So we have worked, we are currently working with the county on that to get that funding that we were short in the previous year.
I guess my question was our spending, because the budget is spending, right? This is
Right.
levy, yeah.
So
How did we
yes,
do with
so
spending?
so on our spending, we did well. The areas that we really were had difficulties were really in wages and benefits, which is over 60% of our budget. And so we did have some savings in other places, but we never totally, break even. But we did come in under budget. But because we were short revenue, our net income is a loss at this point. So there's two parts, the revenue side of it and then the expense side of it. So on the expense side of it, we did well, but because I'm short revenue, we have a negative number, if that makes sense.
I guess I'm just, we all, a lot of us here within local municipalities and stuff, and I just didn't know, and maybe our attorney could explain, but as far as what the law, like, we can't spend more than our budget, I assume. I think you have to spend within like what, 5% or something like that. And usually we probably come in overall a couple of percent below, maybe 5-10% below of what we actually project on expenses, our spending. That's what I was just curious on how we did as far as spending.
Yes. So when that happens, so sometimes you're right, it doesn't come in exactly on the number. So if we are over, like say we come in and we show net income, we use that money towards our capital program. So then we have less to ask for capital from our funding partners.
All right.
Those are good questions. Are there any other questions or comments for Tammy? Okay. On the number 6 Operations Committee, Commissioner Moore, do you have a report?
I do, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. A virtual meeting of the Operations Committee was held on October 16th, 2025, immediately following the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee meetings. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in today's meeting materials under item number 6. The Operations Committee is recommending approval of 5 items, which are noted in today's agenda as consent agenda item 10. A, Mid-America Extension Project Authorization Resolution 1456. B, On-Call General Engineering Consulting, GEC Services, Multiple Disciplines, Resolution 1457. C, Metrolink Platform Cleaning Resolution number 1458. D, Contract Modification, Metrolink Stations Secure Platform Design Services, Resolution 1459. And E, Contract Award, Tree Maintenance Service, Metrolink Right-of-Way, Resolution 1460. In addition, at the October, excuse me, that was off. In addition, at the October committee meeting, an operations report and a workforce update was provided by Mr. Forrest, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Metrolink. This concludes my report for the Operations Committee.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. Moving on to item number 7, which is the report of the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee. Commissioner Jackson Jennings, do you have a report?
I do, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. A virtual meeting of the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee was held on October 16th, 2025 at 8:30. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in the meeting materials today under item number 7. At the committee meeting, several informational items were presented, including pension audit update, 401k plan audit update, internal audit department follow-up summary, first quarter FY 2026, internal audit department status report, first quarter FY 2026, internal audit department state safety oversight status report, third quarter calendar year 2025, financial statements, treasury's report, treasurer safekeeping report, and procurement report. This concludes my report for the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jackson Jennings. On to the Safety and Security Committee. Commissioner Simmons, do you have a report?
Yes, thank you. A virtual meeting of the Safety and Security Committee was held on November 14, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. The draft minutes of that meeting are included in the meeting materials today under item number 8. And this concludes the report of the Safety and Security meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Simmons. Are there any adjustments to the consent agenda as we look at that? I'm hearing no objections to the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as referenced in the committee reports and as outlined in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passed. Moving on to approval of the 2025 Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan, Resolution 1461. I will ask Andrew Giassi for comments.
Good morning, Commissioners. You received the full briefing paper in advance, so I'll keep this very brief. Today, I'm requesting your approval of the 2025 Public Transportation Agency Safety Plan. This plan is required under the federal PTASP rule and serves as the foundation of our safety management system. It outlines how we identify hazards, manage risk, track performance, and promote a strong safety culture across BSD. Over the past year, we made several important updates. These include expanded safety performance measures, the addition of our risk reduction program, clearer leadership accountability, and formal involvement of the Joint Labor Safety Committee. These changes reflect both federal expectations and the continued growth of our internal safety programs. The State Safety Oversight Agency has already issued conditional approval pending your endorsement. Again, with your approval today, we'll finalize the plan, complete our annual certification, and submit the plan over to the FTA for final approval. There's no funding impact associated with this item. And with that, I respectfully request the board's approval of our PTASP for 2025. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Are there any questions for Mr. Giassi regarding the PTASP? Saying Giassi and PTASP right after each other is a bit of a
Yep. Sounds great.
Hearing none, do I have a motion and a second to approve this item as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any abstentions? Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion is passed. Number 12, Mr. Giassi is still up for this. This is the BSSO annual update.
All right, good morning again, Commissioners. This item is an informational update on the Bi-State Safety Oversight Annual Safety Report. The oversight program is administered jointly through the Missouri and Illinois Departments of Transportation. Provides independent safety oversight required under federal law. Their work includes audits, inspections, event investigations, verification of corrective actions across our MetroLink system. Over the past year, the oversight team has continued to monitor our safety performance, evaluate corrective action progress, and update their program standards to stay aligned with federal expectations. Their annual report provides those activities and the system-wide improvements that resulted from them. There's no action required from the board today. This update is for your awareness and transparency. And with that, I'd like to turn over a presentation to our partners who lead the Bi-State Safety Oversight Team, Justin Sobek with the Missouri Department of Transportation and Jonathan Stavanovich with the Illinois Department of Transportation. Justin, Jonathan, the floor is yours. Let me share my screen and full screen this. And I will advance the slides as needed.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew. Good morning, commissioners. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm Justin Sobek. I'm the State Safety Oversight Program Manager with MoDOT. And in conjunction with the Illinois Department of Transportation, we have John Stavanovich this morning from IDOT as well, who will be my co-presenter for this. All right. So a little bit about what we're going to touch on this morning. Andrew, you can go to the next slide, please.
Do you see the, oh, wait a minute. Am I, you all don't see the agenda or what? We're seeing the agenda, correct?
I see the
No,
slide
it's
deck.
the first slide.
I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, how about that?
No. There it
There
is.
we go.
There
Yep.
it is.
All right, yeah. So a little bit about our program requirements and activities throughout the year that we've done since we briefed last year. A few regulatory updates. We'll discuss some MetroLink safety events as well as corrective action plans. All right, so a little bit about our BSSO structure here. It's a partnership between IDOT and MoDOT, and we oversee the rail transit safety programs, including any state and federal regulations. So our program standard is sort of a commingling of both Illinois and Missouri state regs, as well as the Federal Transit Administration relevant regulations. And MoDOT has contract support with Transportation Resource Associates in Philadelphia. And I'll let John speak a little bit about the IDOT side of the program.
Yes, good morning, everybody. For the IDOT side, I'm the program manager. Specific to MetroLink, we've also added a deputy director and accident unit chief specific to the MetroLink program on our IDOT team. And then we also have contractor support of Dovetail supporting us there with the new funding. So I think we're fully staffed at this point.
Excellent. And a little bit about our program basis. Again, the federal regulation is 49 USC 5329, and then 49 CFR parts 671, 72, 73, and 74. And then a combination of our state regulations, again, from Missouri and Illinois, and the revised state statute, state code in Missouri, as well as the compiled statutes in the Illinois Public Act, which designates IDOT as their or as their state safety oversight agency, as well as our CSR 265 Chapter 9, which denotes MoDOT as the state safety oversight agency here in Missouri. So the big lift for the agency this year, for the industry this year, rather, the Rail Transit Agency, was the implementation, approval and implementation of a roadway worker protection program. The deadline on this was December 2nd, earlier this week, and I'm happy to say that we were able to approve BSD's roadway worker protection program plan earlier this week. So thank you, Andrew, and your team for all your efforts on that. You guys did a great job already with tier training and track access, but this offered some refinements and enhancements to your already robust program. So we're grateful for that, and we look forward to working with the agency through the implementation process of this, which some new things that are included are the right to challenge and refuse unsafe work assignments that could be presented. And it does further formalize the track access procedures that were already in place, as well as establishing and maintaining a roadway worker protection training and qualification program. And again, we submitted this program to the FTA or it was submitted to us for our review in advance of December 2nd, and we have since passed it on to the FTA for their acknowledgement. And again, we'll work with the agency. We have some implementation milestones going forward, and we're looking forward to meeting those with you. Next slide is part 672, the Public Transportation Agency Safety Program, or Public Transportation Safety Certification Training Program. FTA likes their acronyms, so this turns into a bit of alphabet soup. But this training rule was updated August of last year and establishes a uniform curriculum safety training for both BSSO personnel, which is IDOT and MoDOT, and BSD safety personnel, as well as our contractors. And so the big lift on this in the last year is that the agency had to designate a point of contact, and that these participants are updated to the FTA on a twice annual basis. So this is a good memorialization of a already robust training program that's in place.
And for the agency safety plan, with our updates today of approval, this was our kind of timeline throughout this year and last year of where we were with getting this agency safety plan implemented with the new updates, a little back and forth with BSSO and BSD revising that plan, and then approval today. Should be good on this slide. Next slide. And with the collaboration that BSSO and the Metro BSD side has, these are a number of our activities, including the triennial audits, which are our largest one every 3 years. We're looking at every event investigation, the safety certification for large projects such as the MAX extension, attending drills and exercises, frontline meetings, and reviewing CAPs within the committees, and then attending safety meetings in collaboration. And here's our annual plan reviews that the BSSO is looking at. The PTASP, security plan, emergency preparedness, EIP. We're reviewing annually the internal audit programs and certifications for that. And how we follow up with those are corrective action plans, and a new one on the list is that roadway worker protection. And here with the risk-based inspection program, special directives sent to all state safety oversights. We are approaching our 1-year approval for implementation that we'll be submitting to the FTA in the following week. This is our proactive approach towards doing more data collection inspections, whether it's on site or with document reviews and data collection. So this is giving us more leading indicators as opposed to lagging indicators for safety. We can do announced or unannounced inspections, and able to give another layer of safety in addition to what the safety department does on the MetroLink side.
And I'd like to thank Andrew and his team again for this new paradigm of our program and their assistance with our RBI incursions this past year and going forward. It's been very helpful.
So here's a few examples of our recent RBI activities. In the summer, we conducted an inspection on the secure platform project that's been ongoing. Those were related to trespassing events that later become reportable events that we investigate and look into. And then we also looked at the grade crossings on the Missouri and the Illinois side. I know there's a number of those, and we'll, involving collisions that we investigate. We had a recommendation on renewing some of those grade crossing markings at this point in time. And some future program activities for RBI. This is kind of an example of what we're looking at with the data, whether that's monthly, employee reporting programs, or certain times of the day or year that we could kind of be ahead of these trends to offer mitigations, new recommendations to reduce those hazards and make the system safer. And as we get some data, sometimes we'll look a little bit deeper and request for more data. And the BSD safety team has been very collaborative in this approach. And looking at the reportable safety events, I'll take this one, Justin.
No, sure, go ahead, John.
Yeah, and with the update with FTA, the terms accident, incident, and occurrence have all been eliminated to give an overarching safety event terminology. It simplifies it in that sense. And here's these reportable events that the safety department and state safety oversight look into now that are a little more clarified, whether fatality, 2 or more injuries, derailments, collisions with 1 or more injuries, 2 rail transit vehicles, disabling damage to a rail transit vehicle, such as the OCS wires, evacuation for safety life reasons, and any unintended train movement.
So here's some data on the safety events over the last 3 years, and we're happy with how this is trending. And the areas where it's not, we're going to work with the safety team to see what we can do to help keep things going in the right direction. Unfortunately, there were three fatalities in calendar year 2025 to date, and there were also 3 derailments regarding track cars and on-track equipment. So we are working with Andrew's safety team to figure out ways to mitigate those, and we've actually came up with some good insights on the on-track equipment maintenance program, and as well as for both agency-owned and contractor vehicles. So yeah, this is what we're tracking and monitoring, and generally happy with the direction things are headed. And as far as corrective action plans go, these are a plan that describes actions BSD will take to minimize, control, correct, or eliminate risk and hazards and set a schedule for taking these actions. So this is actually how most of our workflow for the project is done, is through the framework of corrective action plans. On the next slide, you'll see the data, and we are sort of at a high point as far as corrective action plans go, with the triennial audit being conducted last year in 2024. So there were 48 caps that were open. We've been able to close 23 so far this year, and there's been 16 additional caps opened. The source of those is both from the BSSO, from the internal audits department, and the safety team. So again, we're working to get these caps closed out. There should be a few more that we're able to close by the end of this year, and so very happy with this aspect of the workflow of our program. And then our requirement for these caps is non-compliance with any sort of internal documentation, audit findings, root cause of any safety events, or inadequate or ineffective risk mitigations that may not have solved the problem right away. So again, Andrew's team's very, very reasonable to work with on these, and it's a good aspect of our program. And that was all we had this morning. Any questions for John and myself from commissioners?
None from my end. I wanted to thank you guys for coming today and for your work on this. And it sounds like we're kind of have things going in a pretty good direction safety wise, and like we have a good team and we're managing things well. So thank you guys. Are there any other questions from any other board members? Okay, this was presented for informational purposes only. Thank you guys, and have a great holiday.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, Commissioner Gladney. We appreciate it. And I've been with MoDOT in this role for a decade now, and I feel very good about the program. It's been kind of a nice ebb and flow, but yes, definitely things are headed in the right direction.
I appreciate it. Okay, moving on to unscheduled business. Ms. Paris, is there any unscheduled business today?
There's no unscheduled business.
Okay, the operations report, I will ask Ron Forrest for comments. This is presented as information only.
Ron, you're muted.
I'm sorry, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me share my PowerPoint presentation here. Can you all see this?
I can now, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so starting with Metro Bus, we had a total of 634 of our 650 budgeted Metro Bus positions. Of that 634, 12 are part-time operators. We also have 24 Metro Bus operators graduating today, so we're looking pretty good. Now, we lose on average approximately 10 Metro bus operators per month for various reasons. So we are looking at ways to improve retention. Part of the solution is that we've recently shifted our recruitment strategy to part-time hires so that we can, one, increase the head count within our already approved budget. This will allow us to provide more frequent service and to create more flexible work shifts for new operators and shifts with better days off for our senior operators. And two, it will also provide new operators more time to get acclimated to the work demands and customer service requirements in a public transit environment. All right, MetroLink, I'm sorry, go back. MetroLink operations, they had 89 of 102 budgeted operators. We have a class of 10 operators scheduled for February 2026. So we're a bit low now, but should make significant gains from this new class. Coloride had 186 operators. Now that's 6 over budget. However, and we'll be discussing this a little later in the presentation, the demand for service has increased back to pre-pandemic levels. You all know that. We were budgeted at the time for approximately 200 operators. So we're trying to get back to that 200 head count in order to meet the current demand and continuously growing demand. All right, maintenance. We continue to be challenged with hiring mechanics in all categories, but this challenge is more acute on the vehicle maintenance side. However, we're working on a solution that will allow us to recruit candidates as young as 18 years old, straight from technical colleges. We've also developed a curriculum for our own in-house maintenance apprenticeship program, and we are finally in the process of getting it approved by the Department of Labor. The goal is to have these initiatives start making a significant and positive impact in our maintenance, recruiting, and retention efforts within the next year. Ridership continues to increase. We're up 6% system-wide compared to the same period last year. Coloride has seen exponential growth and is up approximately 35%. Our VIA microtransit service, which is public transit's version of Uber and Lyft, is almost up is up by almost 19%. Now, this service, which largely replaced fixed route service in the more sparsely populated areas of the counties, provides door-to-door, curb-to-curb rides to any destination within a 7-mile radius. We also use VIA and our concierge service, Lyft, to provide approximately 7% of the trips that Coloride currently does not have the capacity to provide. All right, here we go. As previously referenced, as you can see, our monthly Coloride trips taken has more than doubled from approximately 20,000 to rapidly approaching 50,000 per month. At the same time, demand for Coloride services increasing, those trip denials have remained at zero. And it's a challenge to do so, but the team is doing a great job providing all of the requested service. All right. However, due to the increased demand and capacity issues, our Coloride on-time performance, which is currently at 85% on average, has dipped below our goal of 92%. So how are we addressing that? We're addressing that by continuing to hire part-time operators. We're also working with the vendor that provides our routing software on a solution that optimizes route scheduling. We have a team evaluating the effectiveness of stationing Coloride operators at satellite locations, such as North County Transit Center and Brentwood, so that they're much closer to the service areas and can get to passengers much quicker. Lastly, we're evaluating dividing our Coloride service into zones. So currently, Coloride operators can get scheduled back-to-back trips on opposite sides of the service area, which sometimes can be as long as 18 miles between passengers. So solving that will help us solve our on-time performance issues. So all of that is being evaluated and with the goal of significantly improving on-time performance within the next year. Now we know that there's room for improvement, and I assure you that the Caller I team is doing everything they can. And some customers have expressed concern about the on-time performance, but many have also expressed an appreciation for the improvements that have been made, which is evident by more than 400 commendations our passengers have given us. All right. We're meeting with our monthly, we're meeting monthly with our Metro Transit Accessibility Advisory Committee. That team, our team led by Amy Parker, is working very hard to cultivate and maintain a great working relationship with MTAC. Those conversations continue to be very productive toward improving accessibility and also allows us to get really good feedback on the ADA's community's lived riding experience, especially as they navigate the new things that we have, like the secure platforms and our fare collection systems. We've also had some ride with us on routes, and they've given us very useful feedback on vehicle design, elevator design, and those are things that we will be considering in future vehicle and elevator designs. All right, our Ride Every Route campaign. Now, this has been extremely successful for us. It's given us some very valuable feedback. We've been riding in the mornings and evenings on a weekly basis. I go out with a group of the leaders on the Metro Bus team and in our planning teams. We have approximately 10 routes left, so we've gotten through quite a few. This initiative is continuing to give us firsthand knowledge of our service and our operators' working environments. We were even out there in the cold and snow earlier this week. So we have seen and experienced firsthand many of the challenges that our passengers experience and many of the safety concerns our operators have. We continue to collect feedback, and we develop internal working groups to focus on some of the themes we're seeing in that feedback. Those working groups are developing specific action items to address the concerns that we hear not only from our customers, but from our operators as well. Some of those most frequent, some of the most frequent requests are they want more service. They want frequent service. That's probably our number one piece of feedback. They want fewer missed trips. They want more security, and operators want more rest areas, and passengers want more amenities at our bus stops and transit centers. Some of those amenities, are simple and reasonable and only make sense in our operating environment. The buses, benches to stay out of the rain and the inclement weather, benches to sit on. Those are the things that they're asking for here. All right, our service change, our most recent service change, which occurred December 1st. We incorporated a lot of the feedback from our riders and operators. We made improvements to 37 routes, 31 of which were in Missouri and 7 in Illinois. Those improvements were mostly focused on improving travel time, and also making more efficient scheduled connections at transit centers. We're continuing to get out there, get feedback from customers and operators, which will allow us to continue making those improvements with our upcoming service change, which is scheduled for March of 2026. Mid-America Airport be coming online in 2026, so we're also preparing to provide service to that location. Excuse me. We're continuing to speak directly with our customers through our Community Connect events at our train stations and bus transit centers. We held one yesterday in partnership with Citizens for Modern Transit. We've had 2 job fairs so far this month, with a third taking place from 9 a.m. to noon today. We also have some maintenance work coming up that will result in train service at certain locations being replaced with bus shuttle service. And that is the end of my presentation, and I welcome any questions you may have.
Are there any questions for Mr. Forrest? And thank you for that report. I just had one on this mechanic shortage issue. I noticed that those are still our biggest shortages, both on the MetroLink and on the vehicle mechanics. And it sounds like we have a good plan to address that. But is that having an impact on operations, or do you see it having an impact if that continues or gets worse? And what's your assessment of that?
Well, currently the maintenance team, they're doing yeoman's work. Okay, they're keeping our buses and our trains out there. So, you know, it's not having an impact on providing the service. However, it is having an impact on the workforce because they're working overtime, they're working their days off, they're working around the clock in order to maintain those service levels. In the sense that it impacts work-life balance, yes, it is having an effect, but they're still putting service out there.
Okay, thank you. Again, this report was for informational purposes only. Move on to a call for future meeting dates. Ms. Bennett, would you please give a summary of the upcoming board and committee meeting dates?
Yes, the next Safety and Security Committee meeting will be held on Thursday, January 8th. The next Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee meeting, as well as the Operations Committee, will be held on Thursday, January 29th. And the next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held on Thursday, February 26th, with all of the meetings starting at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you. I will request a motion and a second that the board go into executive session for the purpose of discussing legal, confidential, or privileged matters as permitted under by State Development Board Policy, Chapter 10, Section 10.080D, Closed Reports, D1 Legal, D3 Personnel, D7 Purchasing and Contracts, D10 Auditors, and D15 Insurance Information. Ms. Bennett, will you please poll the board?
I will need a motion and a second.
Oh, sorry.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Billy, this one.
Need a roll call.
Oh,
Yes, we need a roll call.
now we do the roll call. Okay.
Commissioner Simmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Galladay,
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Beach,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gladney.
Yes.
The motion passed.